Coming up on the February 3rd edition of Sports Extra, the men's basketball team sent the Wolves packing Saturday. UNC's 11th straight home win against NC State under head coach Roy Williams.
UNC doctors are helping this former NFL player and others deal with the physical, mental, and financial repercussions of life after football.
And the women's gymnastics team remains undefeated at Carmichael Arena after their highest scoring performance of the season thus far. Sports Extra starts
right now.
From the University of North Carolina School of Journalism and Mass Communication, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics, this is Sports Extra.
Super Bowl 48 is in the books, and the Seahawks are NFL champs. Welcome to Sports Extra, UNC Sports highlights, analysis, and commentary show. I'm Allie Massione.
And I'm Luis Fernandez. The Denver Broncos have to be feeling pretty bad after that beatdown, maybe just as bad as NC State felt after this weekend. Whose state is it again? The NC State Wolfpack came to the Smith Center on Saturday with high spirits in hope of knocking off Roy Williams and the Tar Heels, but left with their tails between their legs yet again after a dominating victory for the Heels. The Tar Heels routed the Wolfpack 84-70 behind a season-high 20 points from guard Leslie McDonald. The Heels came out of the gate quickly, taking a double-digit lead just 7 minutes into the game, and it was never close after that. NC State did start to chip away at the 17-point halftime deficit, but James Michael McAdoo helped to stave off the run with his 16 points and 13 rebounds. The Heels have now won 3 straight in ACC play, and Coach Williams says the team is ready to turn the corner and put the early season struggles behind them.
I told them that this week. I think we're really close to really becoming a good basketball team, but we got to take some more steps and got to maintain that intensity level for a longer period of time. But I do think it says a great deal about the character of the kids we have, that they didn't get down when it was 0-3 and 1-4. They didn't start pointing fingers at anybody else. They accepted the coaching that we were trying to do, and they are getting better.
Our basketball analyst Ryan O'Rourke joins us now to talk Tar Heel basketball. Ryan, the Heels seem to get significant contributions from multiple players on Saturday, but who gets your game ball?
Yeah, 4 different Tar Heels scored in double figures, but this one's easy. It's got to go to the senior, Leslie McDonald. This was the breakout game that Coach Williams was waiting for from his senior, as McDonald scored 20 points on 7 of 13 shooting and really took a lot of the scoring pressure off of Marcus Page and James Michael McAdoo. The Heels are going to need a lot more performances like this out of McDonald if they have any plans of making any kind of postseason run.
The Heels are finally back to 500 after a 1-4 start in conference play. What has been the key ingredient in getting them back on track in the ACC?
Yeah, it seems like conference play has kind of been a roller coaster ride for this team, but the Heels have been getting consistent play from the big men down low, particularly James Michael McAdoo and Kennedy Meeks. McAdoo leads the ACC in field goal percentage and is an absolute monster on the glass, averaging nearly 4 offensive rebounds per game, which leads to a lot of second chance points for the Heels. Kennedy Meeks has also been key to the Tar Heels' success. An interesting stat to think about, in UNC's first 3 ACC losses, Meeks averaged just 4 points and 4.3 rebounds per game. In the last 5 games, Meeks is averaging 10.6 points and 8.6 rebounds per game. And the Heels are 4-1 in those games.
So obviously the Heels will go for their 4th straight ACC win tomorrow night against Maryland. What do they need to do well to pull out that win? Well,
as simple as it sounds, Allie, the Tar Heels really just need to put the ball in the basket. In losses, this team is averaging only 57 points, but they're averaging 81 points in wins. And a lot of their success comes when they're aggressive and attack the basket, but they have to do a better job of finishing around the rim. Against NC State, they shot only 17 of 45 from inside the paint, and that's something Coach Williams said would be a point of emphasis in practice going forward.
And it doesn't get any easier for the Heels as they play Notre Dame, Duke, and Pittsburgh in 3 straight games after tomorrow night's matchup with the Terrapins. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Although Leslie McDonald impressed everyone in the arena with his work on the court, reporter Paige Comparado shows us an off-the-court talent few fans get to see.
Leslie McDonald has spent years working on his shooting stroke to perfect his three-pointers. And with the stroke of a pen, he's shown that his talent extends into the art world.
I've always had that artistic side of me when I was young. I can remember drawing for my mother and she putting it on her refrigerator.
His designs are intricate, even though he only took 1 class in high school. Many of McDonald's pieces are abstract art, some are drawings of people, and many of them start from his love of doodling. And with new technology comes new art forms he finds interest in.
Photoshopping, getting these photographs and, making it into artwork is new to me, and it's been fun.
But he believes drawing with bold pen is the best way to express himself.
When you see that pen go across that paper, it releases something.
His ideas for his drawings can come from things he sees or music that inspires him, but not always.
Some of my best work has been when I don't think at all. I just, draw.
He enjoys telling the story about one of his favorite pieces, a detailed portrait he drew of his girlfriend, which always stays in the frame and has become a good luck charm. So would he call himself an artist?
Well, I say this. I think everybody is their own artist, even if you can do something like Da Vinci or you drawing stick people. Everybody has their own story they want to put on paper.
Even his teammates, such as Bryce Johnson, have taken notice of this off-court talent.
He said he drew like all the tattoos on his arm, and he's one gifted person.
McDonald believes his artistic ways have opened his mind.
A lot of people think just because I'm an athlete, I'm, basketball focused. I like to venture out into things. I like to draw. I like to dance. So it has broadened my mindset of things in the world.
And by looking at his artwork, we can catch a glimpse of what it's like in his world. In Chapel Hill reporting, I'm Paige Comparato.
McDonald said although most of his work is private, you might be able to see some of it on his Instagram or Twitter account every now and then, so give the man a follow.
The number 6 women's basketball team has fallen to 5-3 in the ACC after 2 tough losses to unranked teams this past week. On Thursday, the team lost to Syracuse 78-73 after letting go of an 18-point lead. The team was hindered by 18 turnovers in the second half alone. The Heels faced Miami Sunday, hoping to bounce back from their loss. Despite overcoming a 19-point deficit and stellar performances from both Zelina McDaniel and Diamond DeShields, Carolina couldn't stop the Hurricanes. UNC fell 83-80. Associate head coach Andrew Calder said there's a lot of room for improvement after Sunday's game.
I think our communication was not good. We were down in the hole too deep on some switches that we should have been. We should have done better, and then they beat us off the dribble. We got to be in a defensive stance the whole time, and we just got to do a better job with that.
The Heels traveled to Atlanta on Thursday to face Georgia Tech in their next ACC matchup.
The Broncos might have struggled in Super Bowl 48, but one former Carolina player did his best to help the cause. Defensive tackle Sylvester Williams had 2 solo tackles on the night. Williams played in 12 games for Denver in the regular season, starting 4 of them. The former Tar Heel had 20 tackles and 2 sacks on the season going into the big game.
And this Wednesday, possible future Super Bowl champions will sign with schools across the nation. Paige Comparato joins us live from the 3rd floor studio. Paige, what will this year's National Signing Day have in store for Carolina football?
Thanks, Allie. Well, it looks like a promising year for the program. National Signing Day is Wednesday, and head coach Larry Fedora's UNC class of 2014 is actually ranked 19th in the nation, according to Rivals.com. A notable signee for UNC is Elijah Hood, a 5-star running back from Charlotte Catholic, who is currently also ranked 4th out of all 2014 running backs. Carolina football will also sign 4-star prospects such as Bentley Spain, a 6'6" offensive lineman who is currently weighing in at 285 pounds. Also, Caleb Henderson, the 13th ranked pro-style quarterback out of Virginia. Well, Coach Fedora's press conference will be at 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday on the 5th floor of the Football Center. And at 6 p.m. there will be a Tar Heel Signing Day celebration in the Blue Zone of Kenan Stadium. It's certainly going to be an exciting day for recruits all across the nation, but it'll be especially exciting to see who puts on Carolina Blue. Back to you, Allie.
Thanks, Paige. For Tar Heel fans interested in attending the Signing Day celebration, you can purchase tickets for $15.
A lot of people will be working, when those Tar Heels become players, a lot of them will be working to keep them safe. In the pros, with 152 reported concussions in the 2013 season, the NFL has been under serious scrutiny.
And after 94 years, the league has finally made a move to do something about it. Reporter Delia D'Ambra looks into the league's new program to rehabilitate players.
Hit after hit after hit. Football's deadliest weapon.
Super Bowl winning safety Dave Durson took his own life.
Former NFL defensive back Vincent Fuller knows the risks players take.
One thing that is guaranteed in football is that you will injure yourself. Now, the severity of that injury it varies, but you will receive some nicks and some bruises or more.
The or more is what prompted the NFL Players Association 3 months ago to develop the trust.
Hey, what's up? I'm Spice Adams.
I'm Hunter Hillenmeyer.
And I'm Chester Pitts.
A rehabilitation program for former players who struggle with life after football.
When you go to the combine, you go through every physical test that you can imagine to make sure that you're okay. And after you leave, there isn't an exit combine. So this is our exit combine.
The NFLPA is partnering with the UNC Brain and Body Program to help guide retirees through physical and mental problems. Neuropsychologist Carla Thompson.
A lot of these guys are really, really concerned about what the game they love might be doing to their brains.
Fuller, who retired in 2011, is hopeful he'll see results.
Just to get a baseline in terms of, brain issues that I may be subject to older in life, so that I can come back 5 or 10 years from now and see if there's any regression or if I've maintained the same cognitive level that I once had.
Thompson says discovering problems sooner rather than later is the best way to approach each case.
Early identification of areas of impairment is essential to devising treatment plans that may be helpful.
Adjusting to normal life, though, is something Fuller says can be harder than conquering physical rehab.
The structured system that you have in the league, the time to be here, the time to be there, the meetings, this, that, and the third, that leaves you, and it's tough to hold your own self accountable.
Thompson recognizes this mental burden in retirees.
It's not that unusual for retired or retiring players to have some difficulties with emotional adjustment. Transitioning from being, a larger-than-life football hero to being, in some ways, just a normal person can be difficult.
UNC healthcare physicians guide former players like Fuller through life coaching, nutritional planning, and financial planning, all key elements of the trust that Fuller says are invaluable.
You need to know that you're, physically okay. You need to know that you're mentally okay. And if you're not, you need to know what type of preventable ways or treatable ways there are to help you with those problems.
And that's exactly what leaders of the partnership aim to achieve. Reporting in Chapel Hill, I'm Delia D'Ambra.
Tulane University's Institutes of Sports Medicine and the Cleveland Clinic are two other national locations, in addition to UNC, that are official partners with the Trust. Well, they came, they swam, and they conquered. The swimming and diving team's senior night meet next on Sports Extra.
Connect with us online by liking the Sports Extra Facebook page and following us on Twitter @SportsExtra_UNC.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes out to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 home runs.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Men's basketball wasn't the only team to beat the Wolfpack this weekend.
The men's and women's swimming and diving team enjoyed a successful senior night as they defeated NC State on Friday. Things started off light as the coaches recognized senior swimmers and divers for their accomplishments at Carolina. The Lady Tar Heels were off to a strong start against the Wolfpack, sweeping in 3 events, while the men lagged behind, suffering 2 consecutive sweeps in the 50 and 100-yard freestyle. By the second half, the men brought in much-needed points in diving, taking first in the 1-meter springboard, while the women continued to dominate against State. The Wolfpack made one final stab for victory in the 400 medley relay, but the Tar Heels came out on top, with the 16th-ranked men winning 154 to 144, and the number 9 women dominating 167.5 to 126.5. Senior Alex Giniano was ecstatic about winning on Senior Day.
I was ecstatic by the end, my best friend JT got a win in the 500, and that was huge for us. He's also a senior, so it's just like riding off, just like utter happiness.
Carolina is known for its international athletes, and the UNC swim team is no exception. AJ Nwoko has the story of one athlete who's making waves from all the way across the Pacific.
The UNC swimming and diving team is no stranger to young talent, but there's one freshman whose unique background makes him stand out above the rest. His name is Eugene T, and like many international athletes, he's traveled far for the sport he loves, all the way from Australia.
I was from Melbourne, which is down south in the state of Victoria.
T begins his day at 5:30 a.m. in Corey Natatorium for a 2-hour swim, followed by a 2-hour strength and conditioning workout.
It kills me, I'm not going to lie. I find it really tough, but I feel like I can really improve my skills in the water from those sessions. So.
And helping him to improve those skills is Steve Gisselman, T's strength and conditioning coach.
His best swimming's yet to come. This year, we hope to have PRs for him at all of his events, and then next year, we want more and more success for him.
Here in Corey Natatorium is where T spends most of his time swimming. But the UNC swimming and diving team isn't the only time where this Aussie boy has made a big splash. T also competed in the 2012 London Olympic Trials.
So I'm a personal best time in the final and finished 6th. And I did okay. I wanted to do a little bit better. They take top 2 to go to the Olympic Games.
T says the hardest transition to the U.S. is not being with his family, but he's found a new family with his team.
Whether we talk about school, swimming, girls, everything we pretty much talk about together. We're a really close group, and, I'm really glad to call them my friends. So.
That support is sure to give this Australian wonder from down under the boost he needs. In Chapel Hill, I'm AJ Nwoko reporting.
You can see T in action as the swimming and diving team prepare for their men's ACC championships on February 26th.
It was a weekend full of challenges for the women's gymnastics team. Despite injuries and a limited roster, the Heels defeated East Atlantic Gymnastics League rival Pittsburgh. The Panthers fell to UNC, marking their first loss of the season, while the Tar Heels improved their home record to 3-0. Carolina swept the uneven bars with a season-high team score of 49.025. Redshirt senior Michelle Ikoma led the Heels with a first-place finish. Sophomore Lexi Capali with another spectacular floor performance. She took first place for the second week in a row. Capali also placed second in the all-around, while junior Haley Watts finished first.
Better late than never is the mantra of Michael Tagliaferri, whose freshman year ended before the 2012 lacrosse season even started. He finally made his debut in a Carolina uniform last Saturday against Denver, 1 year behind schedule. Kate Eastman reports.
After winning the 2012 World Championships with the U19 U.S. national team, Michael Tagliaferri entered the Carolina lacrosse program with high expectations on his shoulders. But ultimately, it was his shoulders that kept him off the field. Tagliaferri suffered a rotator cuff injury that sidelined him for the entirety of what would have been his freshman season.
Missing last year with shoulder surgery was almost a blessing. I learned a lot. The guys helped me, brought me along, and mentally I think it helped me a lot, just getting used to the speed of the game.
Thanks in part to his international title, Tagliaferri was considered one of the best freshman midfielders in the country. This 2-time U.S. Lacrosse All-American also proved his prowess in football gloves, receiving 2 All-League recognitions at San Ramon Valley High School in California, where he played quarterback. Sitting the bench for a full year of rehab was a foreign concept to Tagliaferri, after spending his high school career juggling football and lacrosse. He finally returned to the field on Saturday in a scrimmage against Denver. The midfielder certainly made up for lost time, scoring 2 goals in his Carolina debut. Head coach Joe Bruschi believes that Tagliafieri's work on the sidelines has paid off.
He's a guy that's so hungry that we had to slow him down in the rehab because he was so anxious to get back out there. And, you know, he's just done everything we've asked. He's rehabbed. He's stronger than he's ever been.
Now that Tagliafieri has made a full recovery, he's determined not to take his health for granted.
When you get back and you're actually healthy after missing a season, you really appreciate it. And just being back out there, I know that, you know, anything can change, so give it 100% when I'm out there.
Tagliafieri has proven to be a standout on and off the field, earning a position back in the midfield rotation while maintaining the highest GPA on the team's roster. In Chapel Hill, I'm Kate Eastman reporting.
The men's lacrosse team kicks off its regular season this Sunday in Greenville against Furman University.
Next on Sports Extra.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
A rough start for the men's tennis team. The Heels dropped their first match of the season to Duke, of all schools.
But the team bounced back quickly to defeat number 19 Illinois on Saturday. The 4 freshmen carried the team to its 5-2 victory. Freshmen Jack Murray and Ronnie Schneider remain undefeated in doubles. And in singles, Murray was first off the court, winning 6-2 at the number 4 spot. Schneider battled to win at number 2 singles, and Johannes Katum also won in the 3rd set. Freshman Braden Schnurr won a huge match at the number 1 singles against the 4th-ranked player in the country. The men's tennis team travels to Kentucky on Wednesday to take on 47th-ranked Louisville. After winning the 2013 ITA National Championship, the women's tennis team lost 3 seniors. Ignacio Iturrate introduces us to one of this year's freshmen who are filling their shoes.
Born in Hilton Head, South Carolina, Haley Carter is living her first year as a Tar Heel. She comes from Smith Stearns Academy and is considered one of the most promising players in the U.S.
I was deciding between Florida, Duke, and UNC, and I felt it was the best combination of kind of athletics and academics. And the coaching staff is amazing, and I love all the girls on the team.
With Carter ranked 5th and her good friend and fellow first-year Jamie Lowe ranked 2nd, people are expecting big things from the Heels.
One of the reasons I actually came here was because they did so well last year and the year before, and I see their improvement every year. So Jamie and I are really excited to try to do our best to fill the spot, but I don't know if you can fill 3 great senior spots. Yeah, we've known each other since we were 8 years old, playing tennis tournaments, and we built a friendship over the years, and I chose to come here, and then I tried to convince her to come here, and it worked out, and we're doubles partners and great friends.
Having all eyes on her, Carter is conscious of what her role on the team is and the intensity she's expected to show in each match.
For me, as a freshman, I know coming in, I'm not going to be like a vocal leader or all that, but I try to just lead by giving 100% every day and giving everything I have on the court. And I'm not going to give my opponent 1 point. I'm going to try to run every single ball down.
Carter does her best every single day to achieve great things for UNC, trying to add new titles to Carolina's list of successes.
Definitely #1 goal has always been to win a national championship here, an NCAA title. They haven't won the official NCAA title yet, so I'm hopefully this year, and I'm just going to work as hard as I can to make that happen.
The women's tennis team's future appears to be bright. Haley Carter is a big part of that. Reporting from Chapel Hill, I'm Ignacio Turarte.
You can catch Haley Carter and the women's tennis team in action tomorrow against Texas A&M at 5 at the Cone Kenfield Tennis Center.
Let's take a look at what some other Tar Heel teams were up to this weekend. The wrestling team continued its tough stretch Friday, losing its 5th straight match. The Heels fell to NC State 19-16 despite splitting the 10 individual matches. UNC hasn't won a team match since January 12th. And a trio of distance runners raced their way into national contention Saturday in Winston-Salem in a field that included several professional runners. Annie Lahardy shattered her personal record in the 3K, posting a time of just above 9 minutes and 12 seconds. Lizzie Whalen ran the 800 meters in 2:05, and Isaac Presson posted a converted mile time of 3 minutes and 59 seconds, marking the second time he's recorded a sub-4-minute mile. All 3 Tar Heels are now ranked 3rd in the NCAA in their respective events.
Have you ever dreamed of running down the field beside some of UNC's star female athletes? Some young girls had the opportunity to do just that during the weekend. That story coming up.
Tune into our sister shows, Carolina Week at 5 p.m. every Wednesday on Time Warner 24 or Campus Channel 34, and Carolina Connection at 8:30 every Saturday morning on WCHL 97.9 FM.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
UNC female athletes work hard, even when they're not practicing or competing.
Sunday, girls and families from the Chapel Hill area joined the Carolina Women's Sports teams to celebrate National Women in Sports Day, hoping to learn from the best. Several UNC campus organizations and female athletes hosted the event as a way for girls to celebrate their participation in athletics. And with all the women's varsity teams present on Sunday, children had a fun-filled day playing with their favorite female athletes. Volleyball player and organizer of the event, Chanel Nelson, said the day was a great way to interact with the girls and pique their interest in playing sports. It's more than bump, set, spike, young ladies.
Learn more about sports and encourage other girls to participate in sport. That's one of the biggest things that we think will help when it comes to supporting female athletics here at Carolina. And meeting everyone, getting to know some of the athletes, it's great for us.
I guess girls really do just want to have fun.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe the next great Lady Tar Heel will be the next Crystal Dunn or something.
That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.